In the early 1970s, the United States faced a crisis it had never imagined. For the first time, the world began to doubt the power of the American dollar. Inflation soared, oil prices exploded, and the nation's confidence collapsed almost overnight. The old financial order was dying, and the future of the world economy hung by a thread. Then, in 1973, OPEC delivered the final blow, an oil embargo that brought the West to its knees. Cars stretched for miles outside gas stations, factories shut down. The world realized a single truth: without oil, modern civilization stops. And without control of oil, America's economic empire could crumble. But in Washington, a strategy was already forming. Behind closed doors, U.S. officials drafted a plan not to control oil itself, but to control the currency oil was priced in. If every nation needed dollars to buy oil, then the dollar would become the lifeblood of the world. The challenge was convincing the one country powerful enough to make it happen: Saudi Arabia. In 1974, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger flew to Riyadh for a series of meetings so secret that even today, the full transcripts remain classified. The proposition he brought was simple but revolutionary. Saudi Arabia would price all of its oil exclusively in dollars. In return, the United States would offer military protection, weapons, and political support. Within months, the deal was sealed. Soon after, every OPEC nation followed. Suddenly, any country that wanted oil, Japan, India, Europe, even the Soviet Union, was forced to acquire U.S. dollars first. The demand for dollars exploded, and the American financial system was reborn overnight. This new system was given a name: the Petrodollar. It was not a law, not a treaty, not an institution. It was a silent agreement, an invisible engine that powered America's rise for the next 50 years. With endless global demand for dollars, the U.S. could print money, run deficits, and fund its military and economy without fear of collapse. But the real power of the petrodollar was hidden beneath the surface. Nations that challenged it faced sudden instability, sanctions, or isolation. Leaders who tried to sell oil in another currency often met political ruin or worse. The world learned quickly that oil priced in dollars was not just an economic choice. It was the foundation of global order. Yet as the 21st century unfolds, cracks are beginning to appear. China buys oil in yuan, Russia trades in rubles. Middle Eastern nations explore alternatives. For the first time since 1974, the petrodollar's grip is weakening, and with it, the pillars of American dominance. What happens if the petrodollar collapses? Some economists say the dollar would fall sharply. Others warn that U.S. borrowing would become impossible. And some fear a global financial reset, the first since the end of World War II. One truth is certain: the world that was built on the 1974 Pact cannot survive without it. The petrodollar deal remains one of the most powerful and least understood agreements in history. A silent pact that shaped nations, fueled wars, and dictated the destiny of billions. And though it was signed in secret, its impact surrounds us every single day, every price, every market, every economy. It is the invisible contract that built the modern world.